fly to my 시선이 낮추고 어디든 맞춤 지금 나와 let me fly to my get me out of my place and now I'm feeling brand new every day 답답해 미치겠어 feel like it's the day one 누가 저 시계 좀 돌려줘 오래돼 뺏겼어 아직 난 침대서 거북해 속에 It's killing me slowly now Anyway 떠나고파 anyway 뭐 방법이 없어 이 방이 내 전부 그럼 뭐였길 내 상상으로
Assalamualaikum and very good morning for all audience and panelists. Welcome to our panel discussion. On this wonderful day, it's a great opportunity for us to talk about the main topic that has been surrounding Malaysia. This has been organized by Farah Matriculation College. We are invited 4 dedicated panelists that can share information between us. First and foremost, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nurul Maisarah binti Kasarudin as your moderator for today. Before we get started, let's get to know the panelists first, shall we? So, the first panelist that I would like to introduce our athlete today, which is Nur Farah Aliya binti Nordin. How are you, Farah?
I'm fine. Thank you for your consent.
Second panelist is Miss Haizatul Syahira binti Haroman as our sport manager. How are you, Miss? The third panelist is Dr. Nur Syamimi binti Mod Sah, a personal doctor from Hospital Sungai Buloh, Selangor. How are you, doctor? Last but not least, our last panelist is Miss Nur Syamilia Najwa binti Suhaimi as our coach for today. How are you, Miss?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome. Alright, without wasting any time, now I would like to inform the aim of our talk today. The reason of our topic is because the youth are lacking of interest towards sport. They are more prefer in staying indoors and having other daily routine when they having more interest in watching movies or dramas on many applications such as Netflix, especially when the production of movies are getting excellent day by day. However, there are many teenagers who have an interest in sport and have dared to venture into sport. There are a group that is brave enough to have a healthy lifestyle and prefer a career in sport. With that, they also want to give the best for themselves and their parents to be more proud when they success to be a great athlete in the eyes of the world. Therefore, of course, they have their own way to become a successful athlete. In this event, our topic for today's panel discussion is a secret of being successful athlete. Without further ado, let's get to the panelists to talk about this issue. So, nowadays, athlete has many issues according to their performance. So, as an athlete, who your biggest supporter behind all of your success? Can panel number 1 answer my question, please?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to all audience. First of all, thank you to moderator for the good question. I will try my best to answer your question. As an athlete, my biggest supporter always be my parents. They always have my back during ups and downs. They also will always try to cheer me up when I'm at my lowest point. When I feel like giving up, they never trying to bring me down. My parents, which is as my number one supporter, will give me support from all aspects. They will help me preparing my equipment when I'm in early stage of my career. They also will prepare for some sports equipment such as rackets, even though I didn't ask for it. They also will ask me if I need anything and they never forget to always advise me to take care of myself during training or tournaments, no matter what. Other than my parents, my coach is one of the most biggest supporters behind all of my success after all this time. My coach is the one that will never judge me when I'm at my lowest or when my performance drops. She always monitor what I'm doing in a day, what I'm eating in a day, my daily routine, my daily lifestyle, and she always wanted me to eat healthily and to take care of my body. She always teach me to be better athlete day by day on what I am doing based on my experience. She always be the one that is very good on brainwash. Her advices will always be the one that I listen to after my parents. She can detect all my weakness and can advise it directly to me so that I can improve myself. She just wants the best in me and good in every side of me. Thank you. That's all from me. I hope my answer will satisfy your question.
What a brilliant answer that you got. Thank you. Let's proceed to the next question. Are there any do's and don'ts that athletes need to follow? Do you have solution for this question, Miss Haiza?
For a question. So, the question is, are there any do's and don'ts the athlete need to follow? From my point of view, as a sport manager, every athlete who wants to be success must follow what they can and cannot do. Athletes must don't just train. Ensure that they have a very specific focus at every training session and on every jump and run. Unless you engage mind and don't let negativity hold you back. It is very easy to allow negative thought to take control if you constantly bombard yourself with wrong thought or lose focus on what is valuable and productive in training. Although positive thinking won't allow you to achieve anything you want, it will allow you to do everything much better than negative thinking will. Next, athlete must not be afraid of failure. Failure itself is one of little consequence, but how you respond to failure is one critical important. The pathway to success is built on experiencing many failures and mistakes. If you never make mistakes, then apart from being very unusual, you probably aren't challenging yourself enough or are not open-minded enough to try new things. After that, don't compete in a bubble. It is very easy to become too ignorant and disconnected from competition when you try to shut out everything and withdraw inside yourself. Far better to stay focused but also stay in the moment. That way, you can make good tactical decisions that might mean the difference between winning and losing. Last but not least, surround yourself with the right people. It is important that you interact with others that have a supportive influence on you and have a similar positive outlook.
Thank you for your answer. Nowadays, many athletes having a problem related to their medicine intake. Thus, how doctor control athlete medicine intake so that they don't get suspected on taking drugs? Maybe our doctor for today, Dr. Nur Syamimi, can answer my question.
It's a bit harder for me to get this chance to answer that question. As a doctor, to manage the medicine intake to prevent them from being suspected on taking drugs, I must ensure that medication does not contain any banned substances by examining all the ingredients contained in the medicine. The ingredients that should be avoided in a medication are titanium dioxide, hydrogenated oil, and sodium urate. Next, I have to make sure that the athlete take the medicine with the right dose. If the athlete take medicine more than they need, it can affect the reading of urine. It might be suspected on taking drugs. When they suspected on taking drugs, it automatically will affect the expectation of people and affected their achievement. That's all from me.
Thank you. I was so pleased to hear your answer, Dr. Syamimi. Behind all the achievement the athlete got after all the hard work, what are the most critical change we must take as a coach to face the future effectively? Can our coach, Ms. Syamilia, can answer this question?
Thank you for asking. So, first thing first, as a coach, the thing that we need to change is the game performance, the game project, such as performance or maybe our mindset and goals. For example, if we have a game strategy that we have been using for a long time, so maybe we need to spice things up a little bit and change something from it. Other than that, we can also change our mindset because if we always think negatively, then the result will also be negative. Besides that, we as a coach, we should train our players to do their best. By doing that, we can achieve a good connection between the players and the coach. Next, to be the best coach, we should always be ready to change our daily routine. For example, if before this, we always lazy to wake up early in the morning and always going late to the practice, then maybe we can start waking up early in the morning and arriving on time to the practice. A coach should also take care of their mental health because having a good mental health can affect the team performance. Last but not least, the changes we can do is to practice healthy lifestyle. By practicing healthy lifestyle, we can make ourselves better and the team will also be happy with it. I think that's all from me.
Thank you. I appreciate your answer, Syamilia. So, can panel number 1 answer my next question? The question is, what challenge did you come across in getting where you are now as an athlete?
What a tough question. Thank you, moderator. For me, the most biggest challenge that's so hard to face is when an athlete got hate comments and being judged by surrounding about how weak they are or what they're doing, especially on their game performance. Other than that, we as an athlete really need to prevent ourselves from any injuries. Once an athlete getting injured, it will take several months for recovery. So it's such a waste when you as an athlete getting injured, so your performance will drop once you come back from recovery. Athletes also suffer on mental health when they trying to be their best, trying to have a good sleep, good eating habit, and having a balanced, healthy lifestyle. As an athlete, I also don't have time for my friends or get to spend some quality time with my beloved ones. I also need to deal with toxic people, especially on my surroundings, because I can't make time for them, so they will choose to separate ways better than remain as friends. Thank you.
You are welcome. What a nice answer that you got. Everyone that involves in sport need to concern about players' attitude. Players with the best attitude lead to best result. Do you think attitude is the factor of winning? Can our manager answer this question?
Thank you for your question. For me, attitude is the biggest factor of winning because your attitude defines and limits your level of success. If you have a generally lousy attitude, you will never really be successful. If you have a generally upbeat attitude, however, you will always achieve at least some level of success. Your attitude determines how you interpret what even means. Take obstacle. For example, everyone who pursues any goal will inevitably run into obstacles. Your attitude determines what those obstacles mean and therefore how well you deal with them. If you have a lousy attitude, you will see obstacles as threat and annoyance. Even if you overcome them, You will find the process frustrating, which will make future obstacles harder to cope with. If you got a positive attitude, you will see obstacles as interesting or even fun. Even if you fail to overcome them, you will find the process invigorating, which will make future obstacles easier to overcome. That's all from me. I hope my explanation will satisfy your question.
Thank you. That's such an excellent answer. Process to the next question. What are tips to ensure effectiveness and maximizing of energy and stamina of an athlete? Can our Dr. Syamimi, answer this question?
It's a great question. To increase effectiveness and maximizing of energy and stamina of an athlete, I will make sure my athlete follow the dietary guidelines, which is choose a variety of healthy fruits, vegetables such as peppers, blueberries, tomatoes. They offer antioxidants that combat the free radical in the body muscle, recovery and boost stamina in the body. Protein supply amino acids that used by the body to rebuild muscle tissue. Choose lean protein like fish, poultry, low-fat yogurt, and soy products to reduce saturated fat intake. Carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are the main supplier of glycogen which their body stores as its energy source, especially good foods such as milk, which contain both. Furthermore, I will always advise them to exercise frequently. How does exercise increases their stamina? Exercise can boost stamina and overall energy levels over a long period of time. I know that you all must be asking me, what are kind of the exercise that they can apply in their daily life? The exercises are running, jogging, both are a cardiovascular exercise. And exercise of their lungs and heart increase the efficiency which oxygen gets supplied to the muscle in their body. Over a period of time, this will enhance and increase your body's stamina and endurance level. Thank you. I hope my answer satisfied your question.
You are welcome. That's a good answer, Doctor. So we go to the next questions. What is one piece of advice you would give to some starting out? Maybe Miss Syamilia can answer this question as a coach.
Okay, so the question is, what is one piece of advice I would like to give to someone that just starting out? As an experienced coach, the advice that I would like to give out is to always be that one coach that is fun and exciting. By being a coach that is fun, it will lift up the environment and thus it will be easier to communicate with the athlete. Next, having a good relationship with the athlete is very crucial because it can affect their performance. Next advice is keep it as close to the game as possible because if it is close, then the athlete can transfer the skill easier. But not least, be true to yourself. As a coach, it is very easy to adapt to many different styles and examples, but it is also important to retain what makes you you. For example, if you have your own game strategy, then stick to it unless it needed to be changed. But don't change it just because see the others doing it differently from you. I think that's all.
Thank you, Miss. After all the years of training as an athlete, what would be your biggest achievement in your career? Maybe our athlete can answer these questions.
Thank you, moderator, for the question. For me, as an athlete, my biggest achievement in badminton is when I finally got to compete in the Olympics. Badminton has been my favorite sport since I was young. I always asked my father to play badminton with me since I was a kid. I also already started to enter the competition since I was 9 years old. That was my first ever competition. Since it was my first ever competition, I got to win second place. So starting from that time, my teacher always asked me to join badminton competition and support me on my training to develop my skills. When I'm in secondary school, I got to join all of the badminton events, either in school or an open match. My teacher also suggests me to join sports school so that I can represent my country one day. So, as an badminton athlete, I tried to take the challenge and now here I am to represent my country. So, day by day, I'm getting better and finally, I can be the one of the participants in Olympic to represent our country. I feel so blessed that I am surrounded by good people and get a coach that understands me well. I think my answer is already long enough. I hope my answer can inspire others so next generation can carry on this sports. So sports industry will not be forgotten. Thank you.
You are welcome. Great answer, Farah. Last question for today is, what qualities make a good teammate and a good team captain? Can I hear answer from you, Ms. Syamilia?
First and foremost, what you need to be a good team captain is commitment and passion. You will need to be committed and passionate about winning. By doing this, when your teammates saw you, they will also be motivated to give their best. Next, what you need to be a good team captain is positive thinking. A team captain should always be good at motivating his or her teammates. And as a captain, you should also never fail to give a positive outlook so that the others will mirror what you are doing for good. Other than that, positive thinking enables to perform at a higher level. What I mean by this is, if you think positive, then inshallah, there will be no problem of you to achieve what you want. But if you think negatively, then there will be no doubt that the result will also be negative. Last but not least, a great leader has a great vision. At least, a great leader also has a clear vision and idea about where the team is headed to and what are the team trying to accomplish. This is why a relationship between a coach and a team captain is very important, so that it will be easier to discuss about the team. Thank you.
That's such a super excellent answer, Miss. Thank you for all the great answers from everyone. Hoping that sport culture will be more known to all people from all around the world and they notice about how hard it is to produce a great athlete. So we will end this session. Thank you for listening.
As on the prize, I know sometimes you might fall on your way. Throw your hands up, you get down when things don't fall into place. Mad at the world, yeah.